All right, time for Neil Spiel here. And after the Saudi King Abdullah's death, should we be worried? Because moderates are dying or losing in the Middle East, and we're losing allies fast. Middle East expert Jim Phillips says that the king's death could not have come at a worse time. What's really going on is you get this sense, Jim, and I've heard others express it, that the Middle East is shifting toward the crazies here, and with the potential of the crazies taking over and getting in charge. Is that a legitimate concern?
I think you're certainly right, Neil. This is a very precarious time, not only for Saudi Arabia, but for the U.S. and other allies. Just yesterday, we saw the fall of a key ally against al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula down in Yemen. President Hadi, who was an important U.S. ally and a very strong ally of the Saudis, was overthrown, and that'll open up space for al-Qaeda in Yemen, and that's the back door to Saudi Arabia. And even worse, he was overthrown by Houthi rebels who were aligned with Iran, Saudi Arabia's arch rival.
Yeah, and you know, everyone was breathing a sigh of relief when that died down in Yemen, but the fact of the matter was that the president of the country was taken and then released, and it had nothing to do with authorities at the scene doing it. It just had to do with the captives just saying, all right, we're going to wander here. So that's hardly, you know, reassuring, and especially when we're looking at these Gitmo detainees, most of the remaining ones are from Yemen. So sum it all up, in this region, in this world, and we get the bad guys returning to power or getting more powerful in this region. What do we have to look forward to?
Well, we're seeing a growing shadow of Iranian power in the Persian Gulf. We're seeing the rise of ISIS in Iraq and Syria, the more radical groups in Libya, groups in the Sinai. They're starting to attack Egypt. They could threaten the Suez Canal. And Yemen. Saudis feel increasingly encircled. They're worried about some members of the Shiite minority in their oil-producing province may be stirred up by Iran. So we're looking at very dangerous times indeed.
Do you think that it is possible that, you know, the Rand Pauls and some of these others are right to say there's only so much we can do in this region? Now, his father, Ron Paul, goes so far as to say, "Out of hell with it. We'd just be throwing good money after bad. It's not worth it." Every time we get involved, for example, in the Arab Spring Uprising, we were allied with the wrong guys, and we had already wasted billions doing so. So we can't buy their friendship, so why should we put a down payment on their hatred? Just get out. What do you make of that?
Well, we tried that strategy when we turned our backs on Afghanistan after the Soviet withdrawal, and that allowed the rise of the Taliban and al-Qaeda. That didn't work out too well. The Obama administration turned its back on the Syrian opposition, didn't want to get involved, and that opened the door for al-Qaeda and other radical Islamic groups to take the lead of the Syrian rebellion. So I wouldn't fully agree with that, and I think that just simply withdrawing to our shores is not a good strategy after 9/11.
Jim Phillips, thank you very, very much. Real crucial defining point here.